and thank you for your free reading request. So today's reading is a love reading to check into your energies, the energies of your partner, your connection, your special person, as well as the energies of the connection itself, to help provide you guidance and clarity on next steps. With that said, please subscribe to my channel to fully participate in the energy of today's reading. It also helps me further grow the channel and reach the broader collective. All right, so let's start off by taking a look at the energies that currently surround you, how you're feeling. All right, you've got the Wheel of Fortune, it's got 3 of Cups in the reverse, 2 of Wands in the reverse, okay. Knight of Cups in the reverse. So this may be a newer connection, or you feel like this connection has resulted in some kind of new cycle for you. Alternatively, the Wheel of Fortune could also signal the beginning of a closing of a cycle as well. All these other cards here are very much in the reverse, so they are about your feelings, okay? And with the 3 of Shells, or the 3 of Cups here in reverse, you're not feeling like this connection is something that can be celebrated. It isn't making you feel good. Perhaps you're even concerned at like how the energy of the relationship also fits in broader circles, you know, like friendship circles and things like that. 2 of Candles here, also in the reverse. Perhaps you've been giving this a lot of thought. Maybe you're planning or thinking through next steps, okay? But it's very much like a reserved kind of an energy, internal energy. Perhaps you're not doing much communication with friends as well, or with your partner, or like you feel that you can't. There's a Knight of Cups here, also in the reverse. So generally someone that has a lot of love to give, but I feel like you might feel like, okay, we need a pause here, or something's occurred that it's kind of left you maybe a little cold and has literally stopped you in your tracks from moving forward like a knight typically does, okay? Very mission driven and oriented, someone that's really pursuing, you know, the other, or pursuing a love, or offering their cup of love in the traditional imagery of the card. So yeah, the feeling that I'm getting here is that you're very much into yourself, like in the sense that you're doing internal work, or you're trying to do that internal work, very focused on your internal, okay, your internal space. Okay, let's take a look into your special person's energy. Well, let's try to shuffle again. We've got the High Priest or Hierophant in the reverse, 6 of Cups in the reverse, 4 of Pentacles, and the 7 of Wands here in reverse. So this person might not be very conventional, it seems like. Maybe he doesn't have a good how can I put it? Like he prefers to do things in an unconventional way. This is someone that is probably not that interested in marriage, honestly, or any kind of commitment necessarily. This person might feel like they have a lot to offer or to teach others, kind of like maybe he has like a disposition of like the image that I'm seeing is someone kind of like throwing their arms around the next person and like really wanting to like take them under the wing almost. Or maybe he feels like he's, you know, he's got something to give as such, in terms of like in a form rather, I'm looking for the right words here, of teaching or passing along information or something like that. Could also be related to just how he does things in general, you know, just his general approach. Yeah, but with the 6 of Cups here, as well as the 4 of Roses, what I'm getting is that this person has withdrawn. Probably a bit of a even cooler kind of energy, maybe a little apathetic, someone that's very, maybe possibly also guarded, okay? Trying to sort things out within themselves. You could be reminiscing over the past or thinking about the past or kind of like stuck in the past, or this could also signify kind of dealing through some karmic cycles and things like that. We also have the Seven of Swords here, and the Seven of Swords, honestly, he could be feeling like there was some sort of deception or betrayal, or maybe he's fooling or feeling like he's fooling himself, or somehow has let himself down. That's a possibility. Maybe he feels let down as well by the connection, by the relationship. The Seven of Swords also, in the reverse at times, could also speak to turning over a new leaf, starting new, wanting to do better, wanting to do right. I'll get some additional cards here. Yeah, Seven of Candles, with the Seven of Wands, it's very possible, again, another card that speaks to feeling guarded, like he has to defend his position, being on the defensive, being, like fighting off the haters, and not really open to suggestions and things that are coming in, maybe from other people as well. Maybe you guys have haters too, and some of those inputs are coming in, and he's not having that. You've got the Knight of Pentacles, so he's slow moving. He's slow, like he thinks through stuff. He's very methodical in approach, and he's not going to make a move until he's absolutely ready. Okay, this is the slowest knight of all of them in the tarot. This kind of person doesn't move forward, especially showing grand demonstrations of love or anything like that necessarily, unless they're absolutely sure. Okay. Let's take a look at what's going on with the connection itself, and then answer your questions around whether or not this is someone that, you should be kind of waiting around on. Okay, let's take a look at potential outcome with this connection. Well, you've got the Five of Swords here in reverse. You've got the Lovers also in the reverse. You've got the Queen of Cups. You've got Temperance. So here's the thing. For this to work, it's going to require a lot of patience, okay? A lot of communication, a balanced give and take kind of approach and energy. Someone here is going to either have to be the more mature of the other, the more loving, or the more kind of maybe taking on that more of a caregiver, caretaker kind of role, but also make sure not to lose themselves in this connection. The Queen of Cups is the most loving, okay, the most compassionate, all right, of all of the queens, but she also loves herself first and foremost. And this energy, this is queenly energy. This is a more settled energy. This is a very calm, kind of centered, and very, very subtle. It's like this queen sits on her throne. This is Queen Bee. With the Lovers here in the reverse and the Five of Feathers here in the reverse, there could be a lot of lessons learned in this connection. There could also be the need for some, firm boundaries. There could be a need for taking things slow and really making the best decisions for the partnership. Something where the two of you, decisions where the two of you are going to both be equally, satisfied, right, with the results and with the decision made. But with the Lovers here also in the reverse, it could signify that this is just not the connection that's going to best serve you or your partner. Especially with the Five of Feathers here, or Five of Swords also in the reverse, which speaks to letting, literally it says, let things go, okay? The Five of Swords is about battles that take place where there are no clear winners, and someone has to decide to to get up and go, cut their losses and go. Let's pull some additional cards here. We've got death. We also have on the bottom of the deck the Ace of Feathers in the reverse, so that's an energy that underpins the whole reading at this point. Not enough communication, okay? No breakthrough moment, no way forward, no actual movement. And you've got death. I mean, you can think of it literally, the death of the relationship. And it can come on really quickly too. Death, of course, has additional meanings. There's a lot of personal transformation, a lot of lessons learned, okay? But usually death represents a sudden, very quick change, you know, or an abrupt kind of ending to things, okay? Let's go ahead and pull some messages from the Oracle for this connection here. These are soulmate cards. Wedding rings, okay? So union, wedding, married. This might be a soul connection. Typically, you know, if you're not actually married or thinking about getting married and having had that conversation, this could be a soulmate kind of connection. Perhaps that's why it's difficult to make those more concrete decisions. Yeah, so be careful, because with the mirror here and the Phoenix, I'm seeing that, you know, there could be like a stop and go kind of energy in this relationship as well, okay? So you might be moving into a new phase. You might see that things starting to rekindle. We are currently in Mercury retrograde. Perhaps you know, although that officially started only a few days ago, there's always like a shadow, if you will, and the impact of retrograde a couple of weeks prior to the official dates, as well as, you know, a couple of weeks usually after Mercury retrograde ends. So perhaps, you know, Mercury retrograde is also bringing this period of transformation and growth, okay? Perhaps someone here is going to change their mind, could be your partner. But you guys are certainly going to do a lot of learning together. You're mirroring each other, learning about your own self-image. You know, this type of connection usually reflects wounds to each other. But you've got the hammer here, so that could speak to rebuilding, you know, kind of going through repetitive cycles. It's about being persistent and working on things, okay? And you might also want to consider having this person around maybe as a friend, okay? Because with the coffee cup, I mean, friends usually get together around coffee. They have great conversation. They just uplift each other. You know, it could really also speak to a very beautiful friendship, okay? So those are the messages that I have for you. Thank you and best of luck.